When it comes to buying gold and silver, the simple act of charting your purchases can have a tremendous impact on your gold and silver stack. This video will show you how tracking your purchases will help you learn how to prevent wasteful or bad purchases, help you understand your buying habits, and how it makes you pay more attention to your acquisition costs. Stay here if you want to learn why and how charting will improve your stacking, or see and download my personal purchase log. I also encourage you to stay until the end because I will share the details on how you can purchase a gold ounce bar similar to the one right here at spot. Fun fact, what gets measured gets managed is a very famous quote inaccurately attributed to management guru Peter Drucker. That aside, the full quote is, what gets measured gets managed even when it's pointless to measure and manage it, and even if it's harmful to the purpose of the organization to do so. While it's sage advice in this abbreviated form, I find real value in the full understanding of the quote. The full version provides a warning about measuring the wrong outcomes. So yes, your stack is growing, but is that what you should be measuring? Sure, it's nice to look at your stack, but literally anyone with money could have your same stack. The real question to be asking is, how efficient are you with your stacking? Meaning, what's your cost basis? How much are you paying over spot? How frequently are you buying? Where are you in terms of your yearly goals? Or, as the quote warns, are you managing and measuring a variable, quote, even if it harms the purpose of the organization to do so? For many stackers, that variable is the end result. How many ounces do you have? As a thought exercise, if I sent you back in time and shifted your focus more on how and what you acquired and less on the act of buying and the coolness of the coins you stack, how different would your stack look now? How many purchases would you like to do over? Not because spot dropped later, but because you realize now that it wasn't a good buy. Be it impulse buying, stack envy, wanting the cool new coin, someone showed you on YouTube. I think most of us would find that if we can go back in time, we would have more ounces at a lower cost if we practice this habit of logging our purchases and analyzing purchases before we make them. So let's talk about it. All right, before we jump in it, I just want to make a quick comment. I often get remarks or emails about, oh, your videos take so long. And I just want to be clear. If information was going to change you, you would already have the results that you want. Information is all around us. You could spend a day sitting on the internet and learn everything you need to know about stacking and buying and selling and all that stuff. But it's the psychology that we need, the why, the mental framing, and the fortitude to do the things that we discuss. And that's internal. And so that's why I spend so much time really going into the behind the scenes, so to speak, of buying and selling gold and silver, because by itself, it's just buying and selling. But there's so much more, and there's so much more to manage, and you managing yourself is one of the most important things you could do as an investor. That aside, let's go. Dale Carnegie tells the story of how as kids, John D. Rockefeller and his siblings were required to keep a ledger of every expense that they made. This ledger actually became famous as he went further on in his life. And it's where he tracked every penny that he earned and spent. And when he was a young professional, he continued to keep a journal of all of his expenses, which is something he did all the way until the day he died. Why did Rockefeller do this? For the same reason why I want you to start doing it when it comes to purchasing your metals, because your ledger is your immediate accountability system. It instantly allows you to see if you're on the right path. It allows you to make faster changes or corrections to bad habits. It makes you be more disciplined in your buying. And it allows you to determine if you're on track or veering off. The journal tells no lie, provided you tell the truth when you enter information into the journal. I know for a fact that because I focus my energy on how I acquire my precious metals, the issue of ounces really take care of itself. And as a result, I am much happier with my stack because of that. Do I have some really cool looking flat out gorgeous coins? No, not really. I have a few here and there, but those were special treats I gave myself, usually for accomplishing something. Like, let's take this 4-ounce $100 Ben Franklin bar. It was something I wanted for a very long time. Well, I finally bought one. It was $10.77 over spot. Ouch. But I bought it while I was in Vegas on a trip where I had also won $2,800 gambling. So I felt like I could splurge. Otherwise, this bar would be on my very long list of coins and bars that I really want, but I'm never really gonna buy. Because of my discipline and my approach, I not only have more ounces, but the price that I pay over spot is phenomenal. And if you can learn to remove the emotions from your buying and using metrics to guide you, your stack will be infinitely better off. This is what keeps us from falling in love with a coin at the local coin shop and overpaying. This keeps the dopamine from running wild within our system. Check out that video if you haven't. I often remind myself, why do I care how cool a coin looks if it's going to spend 99% of its time in a dark location hidden away, not being shared with the world? Or in my case, at the bottom of a lake, never to be found because of a tragic boating accident. I promise you that if you can control your emotions and do these next 4 things, you will become an infinitely better investor in precious metals. If you don't currently chart your purchases, I want you to, 1, go back and chart every single purchase you can remember and commit to doing so going forward. When you do this, I want you to review and consider your purchases and see what you can learn. We'll come back to that a little bit later. The second thing I want you to do is to have a buying guide. I've already shared at least 3 versions in previous videos, but I will link those into the description as well, just in case. But for those that have missed it, it's a spreadsheet where I can quickly enter prices and have it calculate the numbers for me about whether or not it's better to buy rounds or coins or bars and what size and at any particular time. And if gold or silver is a better buy, it puts all that information in one place for me so I can quickly digest and determine what I'm actually going to do at any given moment. Having a calculation sheet will help you just shape your buying strategy based on the market. For example, during the last part of 2021, I had shifted away from silver because the premiums were getting too high, so I bought more gold. My buying approach shifted as a result of what I was seeing in the market. Psychologically, I've also found that it's a lot easier to purchase gold when you compare it as a premium percentage and not as a dollar amount. The buying guide helped me really see that. 3, develop your personal buying guidelines. When will you buy? Payday, end of the month? What's your maximum premium that you're willing to pay for gold or for silver? How much are you going to keep in reserves for dry powder? What's an automatic buy? For example, for me, $2 over spot is an automatic buy unless it's 1,000 ounce or 100 ounce bar or something like that. But if it's $2 over spot, I'm buying. When do you get to buy the fun stuff? I think it's important to have a few fun coins and things like that. For example, the premium on this Archangel Michael coin or bar, was like 40%. It was insane, but I gladly paid it because of the sentimental value for me. So when do you get to buy your fun stuff? What's going to be your focus? Is it going to be 90% silver? Is it going to be rounds? Is it going to be bars? And then never make a purchase without using that data and asking yourself those questions. I'm constantly surprised by the relatively low number of stackers that actually take the time to track their purchases or adhere to some form of a buying process. Stacking has to be about more than believing in this investment and throwing money at it blindly every month. My spreadsheet allows me to ask and answer very important questions that I will pose to you right now. For example, 1, your cost basis for your gold and silver. This tells me your break-even point or profit margin. 2, how much and what percentage have you paid in premiums? It tells me about the percentage of increase you need to break even or have a profit. How much would you have to sell in order to break even? This is velocity of money. How quickly can you recover your initial investment? I'm going to do a video on that soon, I swear. If you're meeting your goals, it helps me understand if you're on target or not. What do you need to change? How many ounces Do you have exactly? That tells you your inventory and what your behaviors have been like. 6, what's a good purchase versus a bad purchase that helps you improve your decision making? On any purchase, I can tell you the following: the item, who I purchased it from, the number of ounces, the cost per unit, what I paid, what was the spot price, what was the premium in dollars and as a percentage, and what percentage of my stack it represents. So before I do a little show and tell, could you please do me a favor and hit that like button if you're receiving value from this video? It lets me know that what I'm doing is helping you, and it lets the algorithm know that Stackers University should be shared with more people. Okay, on the screen here, you can see a sample of my purchase history log, which will be available to you in the description. I've linked every one of the spreadsheets in the description as well. So even if you've downloaded them before, I want you to download the latest version because I've caught a few errors in those and corrected them. So go ahead and download the latest version. I apologize for the previous errors. Many other times I have to make adjustments to the spreadsheet to remove all of my personalizations and the things that are important to me. And I don't always catch when a formula shifts or something like that. So I apologize. So on the screen here, you can just see it's very simple, very straightforward. This doesn't have to be complicated. This is an Excel, and you see all the columns of all the information that I collect. And I put that down for every single purchase. When you download this, columns H and I and J will automatically update once you put information into columns D through G. Column K, you can just ignore. It's a little calculation that goes in the background, and that actually goes into calculating your total percentage of what you paid over spot, and that's at the bottom of this spreadsheet. So you can see that. Again, nothing fancy. If you scroll down on the page, as you can see here on the screen, you'll have a section that will have the gold purchases. It looks identical. This isn't complicated, but it's the discipline and then your ability to see, oh my God, when I bought that, that was a 38% premium. Silver has to go up 38% just for me to break even. Think about that. In a nutshell, charting your purchases will give you tremendous insight and feedback into your stacking. And this is one of the more critical things we can do in order to stack smarter. We look at the information, we use that data to help inform us, help reshape things and make adjustment. Before I get into the big announcement, please take a moment to comment or answer any of these following questions. Do you currently chart your purchases? Why or why not? What's your buying philosophy or your guidelines? And what did you like or dislike about this video? If you stuck around this long, you're my A student, so here's your reward, the big announcement. A number of you contacted me after I ran a video that I told you about a purchase I made for a gold bar at spot price. And I didn't actually even remember or know how I got connected with the company or how I was eligible for this particular deal. This has been something that I've had available to me for probably about 6 months or so. So I reached out to them and told them about the channel and what we're doing. And the company agreed to offer the same deal to all subscribers of Stackers University. So you do need to subscribe. You need to be a subscriber because if the subscribers are going to get first crack at this. I'm not sure how the response is going to be, and I'm not sure how many of these orders they will take in. But if you're not subscribed, you're going to go to the secondary list. All right. Before we get into the details, I do need to do some disclaimers and disclosure. Shout out to my lawyer, Big J. So here you go, folks. Disclaimer, just in case you didn't know, Stackers University is not a real university or educational institution. The content shared shall not be construed or used as advice or any topic, including but not limited to financial, legal, tax, business, or investing advice. As an investor, you are more important than the investment instrument. As such, each investor must make their own decision and own their own results. Stackers University or the individual known as Dr. Stacker is not responsible or affiliated with the U.S. Gold Bureau. This is not a paid advertisement or endorsement. Stackers University is not in a contractual agreement with the U.S. Gold Bureau or paid by the company. With that, U.S. Gold Bureau has generously offered to give a free referral gift of silver to Stackers University to support the channel for each person who makes a purchase. Please know that the referral item is at the company's expense and does not impact your purchase. In other words, there are no shady back-end deals, folks. Many companies typically offer these type of referral programs. While I cannot and do not officially endorse the company, and it's up to you to do your own due diligence, I do want to share that I feel a deep sense of responsibility for the members of Stackers University, and I would not risk our relationship or put you in harm's way over a stupid Silver Eagle or whatever it is that they're going to send me. I share this information because I truly want the best for all of you, and I'm pleased to share the opportunity for you to purchase gold at spot price. I can share that I have interacted with the specific representative you will be working with, Joshua Morgan, at least a half dozen times over the last 6 months, and they have all been pleasurable experiences. What you see on screen is what I ordered from the company prior to ever discussing this gold bar here. If after doing your research you are interested in taking advantage of this special, please click on the link in the description. That link will send you to a Google form where you will simply fill out your name, your phone number, and your email address. From there, Joshua Morgan or someone from his team will contact you. Joshua has also shared with me that as a special thank you to Stackers University, they will also do a free consultation where they will spend some time with you discussing your goals, your stacking strategy, basically all of the things that we've covered in several different videos. I also want to be clear. I am certain they will also try to sell you something else. Of course they will. They wouldn't be salespeople if they didn't try. If you are not interested, you simply need to let them know, as making the purchase at spot is not contingent upon you purchasing anything else. But ultimately, what they're doing is they want the opportunity to earn your business on an ongoing basis. So they make this special available to us and hope that we will continue to do business with them. And I will tell you, they're not on everyone's radar, but if you take a look at the screen here, it's not terrible at all. So the pricing is pretty good. I had nothing but a great experience. Again, I was a customer before I even thought about bringing this up to you all and sharing this deal with you. So if you're interested, feel free to take advantage of it. I will delete all your information the moment I send it over to U.S. Gold Bureau. I am not interested in any of that. I just want to make sure folks get the deal and get connected with the right person that I know will treat you well, because he's treated me well. With that, folks, thank you for your time. Always stack smarter and never stop learning.